What's up, people? So Summoners War posted a video about the tomorrow update showcase Q&A, developers kind of talking about what the update is right after the SWC. Okay, before I forgot, I'll put the coupon codes from yesterday SWC World Finals. I'm not gonna tell you guys who won, so as not to spoil you guys. And also there's like a few codes, I think 2 more codes with the, I don't know, I'll put all the codes down. I think there's like total 6 code if I remember. Yeah, 6 code in total. Okay, you want to grab all those codes. The code will be in the description comment, like description of this video. Okay, and let's take a look at the tomorrow update, what it's all gonna be. I've already like not skimmed through. I watched like the first part before the Q&A stuff. The Q&A is probably just answering some of the stuff, but the important stuff of the game are explained like in this beginning, like in I don't know how many minutes, 15-20 minutes. It's like the tomorrow in summary is kind of like they want to make people not spend too much time in the game. They introduce some part of like offline farming, and also they want to narrow, to shorten, not to widen the gap, to shorten though, right? To shorten the gap between like casual player and what they call a core player, which is like probably endgame player, right? They want to help new players progress faster even. I mean, I know currently new player or returning player progress can help progress faster, like from like fewer event, Sky Fever event, right? But now, well, this first part is a bit boring where they tell you about farming and time, like their relationship to farming and time. So I feel like they touch a few area, like farming, and then wait, I'll just take it one at a time. I know they have like farming, PvE, PvP, new PvE mode. And also there's like new items to, which I find is like very OP new items for reapping artifact, and also the one that I really want in terms of the runes. It's I will get to that in a bit. Okay, so the first part is where they explain how they come to this new Amiria blessing. This is comparison. Huck is like new players or like beginners players. Brownie is like endgame players. So they talk about the farming thing, comparison for new and veteran player or core players, which the gap is huge and they want to narrow the gap a bit. So they're gonna introduce a new kind of Almeria blessing or Amiria blessing. So it's gonna help new players farming where they drop more legend runes, I believe. But we'll come to that in a bit. This first part is like just setting up for the important thing. Let me skip. This is just like, yeah, Amiria luck. They're gonna drop, hold on. They're not gonna drop this anymore. Amiria's luck. You won't drop blue runes, you won't drop unknown scroll, you won't drop the crafting materials, and they're gonna give you more legend rune and hero rune. The ratio is 4:6, so it's 40 to 60%. That's a lot of runes. But I know the amount of runes you get is 22.4. Wow, what's the number 22.4? Isn't that Valor rune? Okay, you will get more legendary runes, right? But they don't guarantee those legendary runes are gonna be good ones. They didn't mention anything about not dropping, not having like those 246. They still have flat stats, so you can still get crap from all those farming, right? But at least now you get more. You won't get blue runes, which is nice. I would assume what they meant this is no more blue runes during ammunition. Is that also count when you're farming B10? I would assume it's a bit hard probably. If B10 doesn't drop blue runes, that is OP. For new player, you can just, it's easy to farm B10 for new players, right? Hard, maybe it's not that easy yet. I mean, for those hardcore players, probably in like a few days, like in a week, you'll be able to farm. I mean, not even a week, but I'll take it. A week, you'll be able to farm hard. Oh, they also talk about dimension energy. Right now, the dimension energy refills every 2 hours. 1 energy every 2 hours. Now they're going to change it to 1 energy after every 15 minutes. So previously you got 1 in 2 hours. Now you got 8 in 2 hours. But the drop rate is also get boosted. No more blue, right? I think. So that's good. But the energy, but now previously you used 1 energy per run. Now you use 5. But they increase it to 8 for 2 hours. So in a sense, they gotta increase your run by like 5 to 8, which is 40%, kinda. Yeah, and it returns here, right? And maximum storage of dimension energy is now 1,000 because, well, you get 8 in 2 hours now. So you will get more. So they gotta increase it by almost the same, not really the same amount. They increased it by a bit, judging from this, right? Because in 2 hours, if you full, it's supposed to be 800, but now you have 1,000, so you extra 200 energy, which is, if calculated back, probably another only 200 divided by 8 is 25. So you just got an extra 25 from the previous one. But of course, when you use energy now, you use 5 instead of 1. And for the 2A, they're gonna make it you use only 2, I believe. They did mention, because you don't want to spend time doing 2A for new players. So in this way, you will, according to this guy, you can max 2A. You can do a 2A unit, 7 2A units in a week with all those energy, and they reduce it. So see this one here. They also boosted the secondary awaken experience, and also the 2A dungeon only use 2 energy now in the new format. Dimension dungeon to farm like the runes and grinds for ancient runes, you need 5. So it will be faster to farm 2A dungeons now. See this one, the figure here. Currently it will be like second awaken, you can only do 1.2 per week. Now you can do 7 per week. So for new players, you'll be able to do your 2A that you want faster. In a week, you can do 7. That's pretty good already. I think in the beginning, probably you don't need 7. You need a few, like probably a shaman. Who else do you need? Shaman, crow. Those are like the one that you really need to be 2A in the beginning anyway. I mean, if you want the Hapu and Shannon, probably. Shannon, Colleen, maybe that's 4. Maybe Asher or whatever. But all you need in farming is probably Crow and what did I say just now? I forgot. Crow and something that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so battle with game close. This is the new thing, scout battle. You can just, when you go to sleep, you can just let the battles go. 200 battles in 8 hours. Now, though, it only costs 3 energy per battle, so you need 600 energy before you sleep, though, I assume. You can use this for Kairos and Reef. But he did mention if you clear the floor, it will be able to do it for you. My question is, if you clear the floor in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, does it matter? Will it run it for you during those time? It said 200 battles in hours. That means you can only do, if you have like faster dungeon run, will it be finished faster? That's what I want to know. Or is it fixed? You got 200 battle in 8 hours. If you come back in 6 hours, you won't get the 200 battle. I don't know how they're gonna do this. And you cannot run the scout battle and the usual repeat battle at the same time. You can only choose one, I imagine. And I wonder, he said that every time you manage to clear a floor, you can do that floor in scout battle. Does it mean if you are not 100%, does it like clear it with 100% in scout battle? We don't know. Is the scout battle the same as repeat battle? Is not, but it only runs in the background? Will it finish? Will it use the same clear time as your dungeon run? I have no idea yet. Because it didn't mention, it just mentioned they're gonna use. Wait, this is 500 energy. There's something about 500 energy that I kind of miss. Hold on a second. They say the Amiria Blessing, they have like give out 500 energy or it cap at 500 energy? I missed out on that. Hold on, let me go back. Amiria Luck. Wait, Amiria Lucks only apply to new players or returning players, right? So existing player doesn't enjoy this. Does that mean this 4 to 6, is it only for Amiria's luck? That means for existing player, we don't get this. This is the part where I'm kind of like confused a bit. This is when you have Amiria's luck, right? If you don't have Amiria's luck is only like 7 days for returning players, and for new account it's a month, probably like 28 days or 30 days, right? He did mention about energy, but I forgot, like 500 energy. Using Amiridax in a way that can foster a sense of growth for both Rakuni and Orion. Yeah, yada yada yada. It did mention about 500. I forgot. Is it like, does it only cap for the 500 energy for the thingy? I think I missed it in the beginning, but that's okay. Scout battle, at least I'm because they still have to do this like in developers note kind of form, right? This is just a video. I think developers note will be up soon. So this is a scout battle. What is the 500 energy? There's like 500 energy thingy that he mentioned that I missed. Kairos Dungeon and Rift of the Worlds, they will likely engage in gameplay, high level of concentration, yada yada yada. They'll be looking forward to more rewarding item, okay. I guess this is just like for those newer players. This doesn't apply to us, I believe, yet. After using the 500 energy, right? The pressure of farming will naturally decrease. So they somehow have a data that say that most players only use like 500 or 600 energy a day, according to their research. And when they gather data from all summoners, I mean, not everyone gonna recharge their energy, right? And then they talk about the new PvE stuff. This is the new PvP stuff, which is kind of interesting. And this is the new PvP stuff. It's the new boss from like the teaser, the background that they give us, the free limited background from pre-registering. Technically you build 3 decks of unit. You fight this boss, which can't be killed. Because it will get stronger and stronger and stronger until it wipe out all your 3 teams. You'll just accumulate score. It's just somehow like I think it's just another version of World Boss, kinda. You made 3 teams of 5. Oh, this only open Monday to Sunday. I think 1 week. Wait, is it 1 week every week, or is it 1 times a month, like a week in a month? I forgot. Or is it every week? Once a month. Yes, it's only open once a month. We don't know when yet. Probably after the update hits end of the month, starting of the month. We don't know. You only open once, 1 week in a month, where you go from like Monday to Sunday. You create 3 decks. You fight competition. That means rankings. I'm not gonna be ranked high for this because it's all matters about the runes and stuff, right? new players won't be able to compete, won't be at the top. You will be at the bottom 90% or something. So the boss won't die, and I think there will be more details after, like in Death Note or when the update hits, right? But in summary, the boss will move when you attack 4 times, 4 turns. It say 4 turns, no, not 4 times. But he did mention that single hit damage dealer will be more effective than multi-hit damage dealer. So I would assume it's 4 hits on the boss, or is it 4 turns? If you heal, does it count as a turn, right? It's not a hit. So I don't know whether it's hit or turn. So the boss will attack, will move every 4 turns, it says in the description, the subtitle. And so you want to take efficient turn to do more damage to the boss to rank higher, I would assume. Right, 4 turns, you move 4 times, you get 1 turn. It doesn't have an attack bar. So you want to do high damage, single skill. See? They stack damage with, oh, okay. It moves, you go 4 times, it moves 1 turn. But if you hit it, if you touch him, he get this stack damage reduction when hit. So you don't want multi-hit. It will get stronger sooner. So you want like, because it increased the final skill damage. So you have to hit him with the less amount of hit possible with the most amount of damage. So single hit damage. Okay, that makes sense. But he'll move every time you take 4 turns, you take 1 turn. So if you bring too many support, it's not good either. They will be shared in a separate future Death Note for the boss skills and stuff. Okay, that's good. And then there's like the new stuff that they're gonna introduce in the game, which is very interesting. Temple of Chaos will have this reward, and I think they also add these new rewards in like Siege and PvP, like Arena. Oh, wait, why do I do that? So the new item is, one is for runes, one is for artifacts. For the rune is what will be interesting, because you right now when you reappraise, you change everything. You change all the substats. This time the item only changed the role, which I've been asking. I've talked to the COM2US Indonesia guys, and I want this refinement stone. It's called refinement stone instead of reappraisal stone. So now it's very good if you keep runes with like 4 good substats. It will just reroll with all those 4 substats, which is huge. So that makes it like this one, right? Like this blade rune, it has all 4 good substats. So now it's good. Even if the stats are bad, you want to keep all these 4 that has perfect substat that you want for the runes. Now with the refinement, it will only change the role. It will keep all the 4 substats, which is huge. It will make farming less stressful, I guess. So this is a new form of refinement, which is huge. I like this. So you just need to find the runes. I mean, good luck to that. You need to find the runes that have 4 good substats. So you won't use this refinement on, like, if you have 3 good and 1 not good, don't use the refinement, because it's gonna be not efficient. And for the artifact, this is even more interesting. The reappraisal, currently we don't have reappraisal for artifact. Now we have. You can lock the sub property line, which is nuts. But it says that if you lock more than 1, more than 2, more than 3, it will cost more if you lock more. So he gives an example where if you got the property line that you want, you can lock it. And if you, let's say you have three property lines, that's good, but they all doesn't have a role. You have a quad on the last one, and the last one is like bomb damage that you don't want. You can lock the tree in front, and then you can not lock the quad, and then you can reappraisal it, and it will only roll the one that you are not locked, which it will give you the quad rolls, which is interesting. Also, you can lock the triple so that it will stay triple. But it didn't mention how expensive when you lock more. It's gonna be expensive, judging by what they do with the runes, the crafting runes, where you can choose certain slot and certain main stat, right? So I don't know how many what do you call that thing? Core fragments? I forgot the name that you need to reappraisal something that you lock. This one, it doesn't say the cost yet. It's not. He also said it will see this one, the first attack damage become a triple roll. This is huge. But I don't know how expensive this is to reap an artifact where you lock like 3 sub-property lines. This changes a lot in farming, guys. In farming artifacts, in farming runes. I gotta look at my runes now. And I just use like 300 reaps to reap my runes. If I know, I'm gonna save my reaps. Because now with the current reap that we have, the reappraisal stone, you can just reap it and get the 4 perfect subset that you want, even though the rolls are bad. You can keep that and then use the refinement stone to get the stats that you want. This is huge. Very huge. I keep saying again, it's huge. They also add this refinement stone and like the reap artifact stones in, I don't know what they call, core fragment, refinement stone and core fragment in Siege Battle and World Arena. So it becoming more important to do your Siege Battle and World Arena, guys. I'm pretty bad at Siege Battle, unfortunately. So okay, they're gonna also improve the reward structure. Battle experience, skill seal rewards, medals for Punisher and above. Man, I'm in Challenger, Conqueror. I need to push for Punisher, in RTA. And I need to join better guild. Nah, I'm not. I'll do my Siege in my casual guild. I believe with the instruction of this, they also add packs with this item, right? Refinement stone and the core thingy that they say, core fragments. I wonder if they're gonna sell that. They didn't mention in this update. Maybe not in the beginning, but probably they'll sell it in the future, which is gonna be OP. I don't know. And they also talk about summon speech. I'm a bit sad that they didn't say anything about PD. So there's no PD, but new summoner 5-star list where you only summon from. I don't think you can choose. It's the list that they prepare already. It's the list that they think is gonna be useful for new players. Wait, does it have? Wait, it doesn't have a Tasha, which is weird. Oh yeah, it has Tasha. Wait, it doesn't have Liam. That's weird. So if it doesn't have Liam for the current Fever event, if you haven't choose, you can choose Liam. Or you can just change to Liam. Wait. I think this is the 5-star is only applied to new players, right? New summoner, I believe. Yeah, new players in the early game. But I think for the 4-star, it applies to everyone. You can select your 4-star that you want from this mystical scrolls, which is nice. Only monsters from this list will summon. You choose 3 from this list. So it's like making your own engraved scroll kind of thing from regular mystical scroll, but only from this selected 15 monster list. And for this 4-star also, you get to choose 24, but 24 for each element, and then you will only summon those net 4. So this make it easier for you to get the skill up for your 4-star unit. In a sense, they don't introduce 4-star Devilmon, but they do this RNG, still RNG, right? But at least you can choose the pool of units. It narrow. It lessen the amount of monster you summon from your 4-star unit. It's for both new and the 4-star is for both new and existing players. But the 5-star I think is for only new players or returning players, I believe. We'll get more when we have the notes. So for 4-star unit, for existing players, it's good that, for me, it doesn't matter because I scale up all my 4-star unit except newer units, which is nice. You can put, I see a Centaur Knights in the list, so in a sense, you'll have a higher chance of getting a Centaur Knight, but still, it's 24 of each element. But, which is 1 of 24 actually, to come to think of it, right? Got 3 in every element of a certain unit, so it's easier for you to get skill up. Easier, it doesn't mean that you will get the skill up. So the tomorrow update will be the first update coming in November, which I assume it will be on a Wednesday, November 12th. First update of November, I think, is November 12th. It's 2 weeks after the last one. And after this one, there are only Q&A. I haven't watched through the Q&A yet, but I think this is like the main part of the update. This is what it tells us. So I think it's interesting. Wait, I don't want to pause when he like, that's weird, right? When he closes his eyes. Let's just pause it on here. Wait. When he talk about this tomorrow thing. Let's just pause when it's on the tomorrow thing. So I feel this is good. I mean, good. The scout battle is kind of nice. So every time when I go to sleep, I don't feel like it's wasted. I can just put it on the scout battle. I wake up 8 hours later. I don't sleep for 8 hours actually. I sleep probably 6 hours. I wake up and then I have some runes at least. So that's like more efficient to my time when I'm not opening up the game. And also for those who's working, right? During the daytime when you work where you can't look at your phones every 30 minutes, you can just put it on Scout Battle and then you come back to it. I don't know whether you can do this every time. Or is it like once a day? If it's like every time, you can just put it for 8 hours, you come back and check it in 8 hours, and then you put it on 8 hours again, and then come back and check it in 8 hours for those who don't have a lot of time to look at the game, right? For those who can only play like 2 hours a day, this is good. The Scout Battle is kind of good. I don't know how they're gonna do like the farming, the drop on those Scout Battle, because I don't think it mentioned. It just said it used 3 energy, so 3 energy per run instead of 9. I don't think you can do it every day, right? You probably can do it once a day. If you can do it every day, then just do it on Scout Battle instead of like farming the repeat battle. And maybe it'll take longer than your usual run. I don't know. We'll have to see. And also I'm interested in the new item that is introduced, right? Core fragments for artifact and refinement stone for runes. That's gonna be huge, and I want to know whether they're gonna sell it in a pack or not, because those are huge for endgame players like Curly and Bao. You just need to find the perfect substats, 4 perfect substats, and just refine them and get the stats that you want. I know it's still RNG to get the perfect roll, to get those max quad roll, but that's how COM2US make money, I guess. Okay, so that's it. A bit more, just a bit about the tomorrow update. I think it's interesting. There's some interesting stuff in it, but there's still no pity in summons, guys. No pity, no Milo system, which a bit unfortunate. Okay, guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching the video. Comment, like, subscribe as usual, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.